Hey there, gentle people. Thank you for joining me for another video. I missed you guys this weekend. It seems like I haven't done this in a long time, but over the weekend I was kind of doing some thumbnails and I was like, whoa, I'm up to like 30 something videos. So you're in a class and somebody say, pat yourself on the back. I feel like I'm making a little progress. So hopefully you're finding this stuff helpful. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about watercolors, and in the last video, or maybe it was a video before, I was talking about watercolor paper, and I want to talk to you about all the different kinds of watercolor that I love to use. And these are my absolutely favorite brands. They come in all different sizes and shapes and kinds and all kind of things. So let's get right to it. Woo! What am I going to talk to you about first? Okay, first thing is, this is a Winsor and Newton set. It's called the Cotman, and yeah. This is what it looks like when it's open, and it is perfect for traveling. It comes with a little paintbrush, and these palettes, you can actually take them out. You can remove them. And there's another one. Okay, trust me, this is another palette. It's removable as well. So you can mix your colors on here and then just stick it right back in there, and you put your little brush in and you are good to go. And these are all the basic colors that come in the Winsor and Newton Cotman set. And it's a perfect little travel palette, you know, if you're doing some plein air work, or if you're traveling, if you know you need to catch a flight or get on a train. It's an absolutely perfect thing to use. And those are the colors right there, and they blend very well. Winsor & Newton is a very, very good brand. So that's the first one I wanted to show you guys. And these are called like pan watercolors. You can actually pop these out, and when you finish them, you can just buy them individually if you want to as well. All right, so that's the Winsor & Newton Cotman. That's the little travel set. Thing number one. Another one that I really love is Yarka, and this one is made in Russia. The brush that comes with this one is it's not a nice brush. It's like a really yucky brush, but the watercolors themselves are great. And I did a little swatch when I just got them here, and I kind of broke the thingy, but these are really great. And again, they're from Russia, and they're kind of soft and gummy, not as dry as the Winsor and Newton. And basically, when you're going to use these paints, you're going to need a palette if it doesn't come with one. So I suggest getting something like this, and you can pick these up from the art supply store for less than $1 pretty much. So you can mix your pan watercolor paints in these palettes. All right, so this one is Yarka from Russia, and sometimes if you look out, you can get these on sale in AC Moore or Michael's or any one of your local craft stores, and you can also get these on Amazon as well. All right, this one, woo, this is one of my favorites. This is the La Aquarelle from Sennelier from France. All right, so these are made in France, and the binder that's used in these watercolor paints is honey. So it makes it very luminous. It's very glossy. It spreads very well, and I absolutely love the Sennelier brand. They've been around for a very, very long time, and this palette is the same palette that the Impressionists use. So all those Impressionist paintings from back in a Woy from Wapikil Phillip, this is the color palette that they used. And this is the box. I'm very OCD, so I always keep the box for stuff, but this is what the palette looks like, and it's metal, and it has a little thumb ring there. So if you wanted to like actually work and hold it at the same time, you could do that. You just stick your thumb right there. So when you open it, that's what the palette looks like. And again, it's metal. And these are tubes. Let me tell you, a little bit of watercolor in a tube goes a very, very long way. This is not acrylic. I mean, this will last for years and years and years. Very, very long time. By the time my kid gets to college, I'll probably still have this, because you just need a little bit at a time. And again, it's metal, so you can definitely use the open sides as a palette. And again, this is the Sennelier, and it has honey as a binder, and it comes in a really cool metal case. All right, so There's that one. And oh, you can also buy watercolors just by themselves in the tubes, and I really like the watercolors that come in the tube because you don't have to kind of force them around too much. You just squeeze a little tiny bit out and mix it with some water. And another palette I'll show you guys. These, again, the palettes come in all shapes and sizes, and you can get them for like $1. This size is probably $1, and if you have a 40% off coupon, you're good to go, right? So the brands that I have here, this is Winsor & Newton again. Oh, let me tell you, this one here, I've had this tube of Winsor & Newton paints since I was in college. That was a very long time ago, and I still have it, and it's still going strong. So this is actually gouache, which is not watercolor, but you can use it with watercolor. So I needed to give this little dude a shout out because I've had him for a very, very long time. This is probably my favorite tube watercolor. It's Daniel Smith, and it's called Moon Glow, and it has 3 different pigments in there. So based on this one little tube of paint, when you mix it with the water and start painting with it, you'll actually see like 3 different colors. Trust me, it is one of the most amazing paints. I absolutely love it. That's a Daniel Smith Moon Glow, and Daniel Smith is like, it's pricey. This little thing is like $13, but like I said, it will last you for years. I showed you guys that one that I've had from college. Very, very long time. And this one is Grumbasher. That's the blue. I love this blue as well. It shows up very nicely. It's very bright. It's Prussian blue. And it's a lot cheaper than a Daniel Smith, but very good quality as well. Okay, so shout out to my gouache of like, that's older than my kid right there in the middle. And those are the 3. So you can get them in pans and in tubes. And let me see. Oh, I pulled these guys off the shelf because I couldn't hold them all up individually at the same time, so I wanted you to see them all together. These are some of my favorite guys right here. These are the Dr. P.H. Martins, and these are a very, very concentrated watercolor. I mean, you only need a drop or 2 and you can have the most vibrant paintings. So the way the Dr. P.H. Martins works is they come in different sets, and the different sets have different colors, and I can't remember, the sets are like A, B, C, and I think this might be the B set, but just to give you guys an idea, some of the colors are mahogany and sepia, golden brown, olive green, and some of my favorites are these guys right here. This one is the Wild Rose. I love Wild Rose, which is weird because I don't like pink. I'm so not like a girly pink, but I really love this Wild Rose. And there's another one called Cyclamen. Cyclamen is kind of like Wild Rose. So if you've ever seen Wild Rose, or sorry, not Wild Rose, Opera Rose watercolor, that's kind of what that looks like. Again, these are very, very concentrated, and you can get these on Amazon. You can also get these at Hobby Lobby. 40% off, people. These will last you forever, but they're very bright, very concentrated. All right. Oh, I wanted to show you guys, I picked this up at Michael's the other day, and this is a Winsor & Newton set as well. If you're just starting out, something like this is really great because it comes with a selection of colors. It comes with a nice Winsor & Newton brush, and it also comes with a pad, a watercolor pad, 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. And if you don't know, I think we had a little discussion about different kinds of paper already. 140 pounds basically mean that's how much 500 sheets weigh together. So the higher the weight of the paper is the better quality that the paper is. So again, this is a really good set, and if you're near a Michael's, it was $25. Not anymore. You can get it for $7.99. So if you're just starting out with watercolors, this is something really good as well. And those are the tubes. Those will last you a long time. Okay, watercolor pencils. This right here if you're kind of sketchy about the brush, or if you just love watercolors as much as I do, you can try watercolor pencils. These are another option. They will respond the same way that paint does on paper, but you have to be careful and not put down lines too hard, because the lines will show up like pencil lines. Or another thing that you can do is when you dip your brush in the water, you can just dip it straight or exactly on the pencil, if that makes sense. So instead of putting down lines or putting down washes, you just touch the tip of a wet brush to your pencil and you can put that down just like you would use something like an Inktense pencil. So this is a brand called Fantasia, and you can also get this at AC Moore as well. And again, they're watercolors, so they're absolutely water soluble, but you get a lot more control, especially if you're just starting to work with watercolor. You might want to try pencils because you're a little bit more comfortable with that. So that's an option, and they have a wide variety of colors. These guys are one of my favorite as well. Well, I love them all. I just love watercolor. So these are from Japan. All right, let me show you what the package looks like. All right, see it? Okay, so let me take them out. And these are called Sai Japanese traditional watercolors, and they come in the form of pens, brush pens. But here's the deal: a lot of times when you get brush pens, they're like, oh, this is a brush pen, but it's not really. With these pens, it's actually a brush, and it's kind of hard to see, but okay, I'm putting paint on my hand. The tip of this is actually, why am I painting on my hand just for a demonstration? But anyway, the tips are actual brushes. So you have all this wonderful, nice watercolor paint, and you don't have to worry about walking around with like a bunch of water and stuff getting messy. If you're traveling, this is another good option too, because there are actual brushes in there. And look at the colors. Look at, let me not drop them because I don't know my clutch there already. All right, look at all those colors. So this is the Sai set of watercolors, and these come from Japan, and brushes, actual brushes. So I love that. That's really cool. Let me see. Oh, more watercolor pencils. You can buy watercolor pencils individually just for particular colors, and these I had gotten on Dick Blick. They were on sale for like 20 cents or something crazy like that. And these are from Derwent, the same guys that make the Inktense pencils. Oh, they're actually, I just dropped some, but you know me already. So they have two from another company called Pentalic, but all watercolor pencils work the same way. They're water soluble, so once you put down your lines, you just paint over them with water, and they're like magic. All right, these guys here, if your kids want to try watercolor and you don't want to get anything too pricey, these are a good option. They're from Target, and they're watercolor crayons. So they're kind of fat and chunky, and they're perfect for kids because they lay down their lines and then they can go over it with a brush and some water, and it's very affordable. So if you just, you know, maybe you're using one of your expensive pricey sets, and then, you know, you can have your kid beside you, or just be like me and just have your kid use the expensive stuff. But hey, it's another good option. And then these guys here, these aren't watercolor crayons, these are watercolor markers, and they're also from Winsor Newton. I love Winsor Newton, right? So basically they come with a little fine point, and they come with a bigger brush point. And normally when pens say that they have a brush point, it simulates a brush, but there are no bristles. The Sai watercolor pens that I showed you before from Japan, what you have here are actual bristles, but most times you just have like a pen that simulates what a bristle is actually like. So these are the Winsor and Newton, and they come in all different colors. You can get them individually. I got these in different packs. These are actually on sale at Michael's right now. All right. Oh, I wanted to show you, if you're working with the two watercolors like what I did right here, I just basically squeezed out a little bit in this travel palette. So this is something that, you know, you can just flip it, work right here and take it with you. So the colors that I actually have in here right now are the Sennelier watercolors that I showed you before. Again, I just squeezed out a little bit, and then it kind of mixing just takes place on the palette itself. And it also has one of those little thumb thingies. You can stick your thumb through there and hold it, but like, who does that? Like, this is not the movies, people. All right. Oh, okay, so let me show you. These are another one of my favorites. They're all my favorites, right? These that I'm going to show you are Perilous Watercolors. This is what Perilous Watercolors look like, and they have a very similar look to the Dr. P.H. Martins. They're very vibrant, very bright. So that's the color palette of what the Perilous Watercolors look like. All right, there you go. No, here's the magic. This is what the Perilous Watercolors come like, and I actually cut them out into little squares and made this little travel booklet. When I travel, this is pretty much all I carry with me. And these little sheets of paper, let me tell you, the company that makes the Perilous Watercolors, initially they were made in the 1800s to do like photographic tinting, and the company still uses the same process. So they actually come like little sheets of paper, and what you do is you cut them out and you basically attach them to, I attached it to a watercolor sheet of paper right here, and then I put like a little swatch and put the names so that I remember which one, and then I just put a little sheet of paper acetate in between to protect them when I'm working, and these will give you the most vibrant colors. So just to show you guys some of the palettes that I put together from the paper, this is all from one pack. All right, so I made this one here, this is another one that I made, I didn't put the names on that one, and this is another one here. I did like, I had cut circles out to make a different palette, and I just kept the outside shape. I made that one, and these are little circle cutouts. If you want something extra tiny, let me tell you what I used to do this with this one. I used to carry this one to work with me. When I was teaching in a regular school, I would stick this in my book bag, and you know, I would just pop it out at lunchtime or sometimes during professional development meetings, and this is a tiny little one that I would have with me. All right, and then this is just another palette that I had made, another swatch of the colors, and this is like the craziest color wheel that you've ever seen in your entire life, but I just wanted to see what they kind of look like together. So those are the Perilous Watercolors, and like I said, literally all these different ones I made just from the one pack of Perilous. So those are really cool. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was water brushes. All right, if you're traveling, if you're on the road a lot, then you can get yourself some water brushes, and the water is actually in the body of the brush, and to clean it you just kind of smush it around on a paper towel, and that pretty much cleans it. So when I am traveling, this is it. I carry a water brush. I don't even carry the two of them. I carry one water brush and one little Perilous packet, and that's pretty much it. So there's so many different options you guys can try for watercolors, and if you have any questions about any of them, just put it down in the comments box below, and you know I will take care of you. All right, so as always, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, I appreciate your presence, and I hear my child knocking on the door, so I'll be back. All right, talk to you next time. Peace.